Good morning, I'm Maddie Jansen, and this is the podcast of 17 News at Sunrise. It's everything you need to know to start your day in about 15 minutes.
In the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
Good morning. 3 burglars caught on camera, what they were stealing from a local hotel, and their descriptions as police try to hunt them down coming up. It's neighbors versus students in a debate over a potential new dorm site, but even the school is not on board for this building. The concerns brought up at the heated meeting still ahead. Shut down. That's what supervisors did to extension requests by 8 local pot shops, and that's what they soon may be. The weed wars continue on this Tuesday, March 19th, 2019. Good morning. Good to have you with us. I'm Maddie Jansen alongside Mary Kate Paquette and Kevin Charette.
And yesterday, another beautiful day.
Gorgeous.
Lots of warm temperatures all around. Another warm day, but we start to see a little bit of a change in the forecast as we get to this afternoon and tonight. In fact, it's kind of a interesting and somewhat complex forecast. So we'll be talking about it throughout the morning. Let's talk about what we can expect early on here. And right now, we're at 54 degrees, so a mild start. No winds currently for our area. And you can see by 7 a.m. we'll be right near 53, 76 at noon, and partly cloudy. And then by 3 o'clock, 79 degrees, so pushing near 80, and we'll start to see a breeze pick up. Into the mountains, you're at 36 in Tehachapi right now. No winds currently, but that is going to change this afternoon. We're going to start out in the 30s, 64 at noon, and by 3 o'clock, right near 65. And as we take a look at your allergy forecast, I know Maddie's been talking about this. I did kind of find out what pollens are affecting most of us, and that is the juniper, the oak, and the sweet gum. These are a type of trees, and today's level at a 10.2, which puts us high.
New at Sunrise, a call for help to track down a trio of thieves. Bakersfield police say 3 people broke into a storage room at a DoubleTree hotel last week. It happened at the hotel on Camino del Rio Court near the 5899 interchange. Police didn't say what the men stole, but now they're trying to find the thieves. The first man is described as white, in his 20s, with a heavy build and a mustache and beard. The second man is described as white, in his 60s, with a medium build, mustache, and goatee. And the third is described as a Hispanic man in his 30s with a heavy build, also with a mustache and goatee. The search is on for a man wanted who is now accused of shooting at bail bondsmen. Police say it all started around 5:30 last night in southeast Bakersfield. 2 bondsmen were trying to capture the man, but when they confronted him, one of the bondsmen was forced to open fire.
The subject apparently was in a vehicle that struck one of the agents, and the agent fired his firearm into the vehicle.
The man drove off, then dumped his car, which officers found a couple of blocks away. A woman who was in the vehicle was hit by a bullet. Paramedics took her to the hospital. No word on how she's doing this morning. One of Bakersfield's busiest intersections could become even more congested. That's what residents near Cal State Bakersfield believe if a new college dorm is to be built. 17's Karen Wall was at a heated community meeting last night and tells us what neighbors and developers have to say.
5-story twin towers, 660 beds, an off-campus dorm, just 3 minutes from Cal State Bakersfield. That's what real estate company Coleraine Capital Group is proposing here at Stockdale Highway and Coffee Road. But many neighbors are unhappy.
We know that it could be a little rowdy. This will be lit up all night long. Those lights will be going right into the people's neighborhoods.
They're also concerned about traffic and congestion.
We feel that 400 more cars in a parking lot here that are going to be coming and going multiple times a day through this location are going to add to the problem.
To address this concern, Coleraine says they'll run shuttles from the dorm to campus throughout the day. But the school says it was not made aware of these plans, and it prefers students live on campus.
There's correlations between retention of students who are in the residence halls on campus. There's a correlation also to higher GPA and to graduation rates.
CSUB currently has 2 housing areas. The facility on the east was built just 5 years ago, but out of 500 beds, only 320 are occupied. Out of a student population of 11,000, only about 5% live on campus. Freshman Darian Ware is among those.
I knew that I'd be closer to the campus, which means I have more resources available to me.
But for next year,
I feel like sharing a living space like an apartment with 2 or 3 people and splitting the cost of that and all the utilities and everything, I feel like that's just cheaper overall every month.
For a single on site, it's more than $1,500 a month. For a double, It's $634 per person each month. In comparison, the next closest complex, Quailwood Apartments, it's $970 a month for a single and $535 per person for a double. By living here, students could save anywhere from $396 to $555 a month.
Students, young people alone get a bad rep, and I think that we just want to be, your neighbor in the future. We don't want to become a problem. We just want to be someone that you can get along with.
Ultimately, if dorms are not built here, the land is slated for office and commercial use.
Right now, it's going to be an office building. And if it's not an office building, which you can imagine what an office building looks like, it could potentially be this.
Karen Hua, 17 News.
It's 5:06 now. A former professional football player with Bakersfield ties has pleaded guilty to murder for the stabbing death of his wife. Anthony McClanahan was a star football player at Bakersfield High School who went on to play for the Dallas Cowboys. But back in November, police found him hysterical outside of a Park City, Utah hotel. They then found his wife, Carrie, dead in a third-floor room with stab wounds to the neck. Yesterday, McClanahan pleaded guilty to killing Carrie. In exchange for his plea, the judge dismissed 2 other counts against him. His sentencing is set for later this month, and McClanahan faces a minimum of 15 years to life behind bars. Kern County weed wars continues, but a new decision by the Board of Supervisors may put an end to the battle. Yesterday, representatives of 8 medical marijuana shops asked the Board of Supervisors to grant extensions to stay open past the deadline date. But the board denied all 8 requests. That means the days are numbered for marijuana dispensaries in Kern County. Some of the shops that requested an extension will have to close within the next 10 days. A lawyer representing some of the shops says he's disappointed with the board's decision.
If you look at the science and you look at the empirical evidence and you make decisions based that way, don't give up hope. There's a way to regulate it. There's a way to make revenue, be leaders out ahead of the issue, to make it safe for your constituents in this community, and to set a really good example for the youth in this county.
There will be no other opportunities for medical marijuana shops to request extensions. The nearly 30 shops in unincorporated parts of the county will now have to close their doors by May 24th. We now have a better idea of how the city plans to spend funds generated from Measure N. That's the 1-cent sales tax increase that voters narrowly passed in November. The city expects to bring in $58 million this year because of the increase. 17th Aton Wallace sat down with city manager Alan Tandy, who says part of the funds will come in as soon as April 1st and will immediately be put to use improving public safety by beefing up the police force.
It is a positive step forward in terms of policing.
The money won't just bring in more police officers and body cameras. The city also plans to hire more firefighters, purchase new parks and emergency vehicles, and create a rapid response team to help provide resources and housing for homeless. The Measure N Oversight Committee plans to meet again Monday to review more spending proposals. The California Highway Patrol is offering another one of its Start Smart classes. It's happening at 6 tonight at the CHP office on Campagoni Street. The first 2-hour class is targeted toward teens, but their parents are also welcome to attend. It covers important issues like safe driving habits, consequences of a poor choice behind the wheel, and tips on how to avoid a crash. Anyone interested in attending can call the Bakersfield CHP to register. Welcome back. In your 17th Health Watch, the number of measles cases in the U.S. is still on the rise. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention now says it's gotten at least 268 cases since the first of the year. That's 40 more than the count last week. 15 states, including California, are reporting measles cases. The CDC says measles is more common in other parts of the world, but unvaccinated travelers typically bring it into the states. Most people catching the measles in the U.S. also have not gotten vaccinated. Adventist Health Bakersfield's helping kids get vaccinated by offering free shots. There's another mobile immunization clinic happening this afternoon in the Adventist Health parking lot on Chester Avenue. It's running from 1 to 6 this evening. You don't need an appointment, but you do need to bring your child's immunization card. Kids under 5 will be given priority. Smartphones can help with a lot of things, but what about preventing unplanned pregnancy? Scientists at Georgetown University found the family planning app called DOT is just as effective as the birth control pill. Using historical data from a woman's cycle, the app predicts her pregnancy risk for each day. The study showed DOT had a failure rate of less than 5%, which is comparable to the pill and vaginal ring.
Where you can live can have a direct impact on how you live and even how long you live. Erica Edwards breaks down a new report that looks at how health is affected when people have trouble paying for housing.
So come on in.
A home is more than a place to lay your head. It's a window into a person's well-being.
Where you live really matters for your health.
Affordable housing and its impact on health is the focus of a new report from the University of Wisconsin Population Health Institute and the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation. It finds more than 10% of all U.S. households spend more than half of their paycheck on housing costs.
When people pay that much of their income toward housing, you can imagine that there are a lot of other things that you need for health that might have to go to the side.
Things like fruits and vegetables, trips to the doctor, or repairs for peeling lead paint and leaky bathtubs. Severe housing burdens are found nationwide but are highest in large cities. And it's not just those who own their homes. A quarter of those who rent spend more than half of their income on housing costs. Erica Edwards, NBC News.
Welcome back. It's 5:24. You're about to start seeing a change to rob a bank. The bank announced it was merging with Mechanics Bank, which is based in the Bay Area. The new bank will go by the Mechanics name. Mechanics, it has more than 140 branches nationally. Meantime, Rabobank Arena says changes to its title may not come until summer. Burger chain Burglary is looking to hire employees for one of its Bakersfield locations. The chain opened last year on Gosford Road and now needs workers for the restaurant at Frugatti Plaza on Coffee Road. An online post says Burglary is hiring for cashiers, line cooks, and shift leaders. Meanwhile, a local grape grower says it plans to lay off more than 500 workers. Vincent B. Zaninovich and Sons sent 2 letters to the county detailing plans. The company says the layoffs will affect 511 employees with its table grape operations in Tulare and Kern counties and 31 office jobs at the company. 379 of those layoffs will be field laborer positions, according to the letters dated March 4th. They also state seniority will not be a factor in who is let go. Layoffs are expected to begin on or after May 4th. Starbucks coffee lovers will soon have more choices when it comes to redeeming their loyalty points. The coffee giant is making changes to its membership program. Starting next month, rewards members in the U.S. and Canada can start collecting rewards quicker. This new system will also allow customers to get different prizes for different amounts of points. Thanks for listening to the podcast of 17 News at Sunrise. It's a 15-minute summary of everything you need to know about Kern County. There's a new episode every weekday.